The audience feedback throughout created an enormous changes to the pre-production of our work. We stimulated the audience with new drafts and a final draft they were very impressed with. The changes the audience suggested really put our magazine front cover in perspective, giving the best quality outcome to offer. The contribution of continuous audience feedback really helped develop our work with a number of surveys, interviews, and discussion through social network interaction. This really helped make our magazine what it is today. Looking at different perspectives of others continuously receiving their opinion recreated an idea for us, a better idea, consequently creating a better quality cover. Showing each individual change and receiving feedback was one of our most important techniques. The continuity really helped master the magazine its potential. We achieved this by constantly referring back and forth to the audience. We asked them to give as much information as possible, including, of course, criticism. This then created a brutal honesty the magazine needed to continue improving to the best of its quality of standards. The research helped develop our production constantly throughout making large and small changes. This all helped to contribute gradually to the final outcome. The best thing about our audience feedback, I felt, was that we were creating a magazine for the audience's expectations, which was our intention to begin with. We received the information in a number of different forms, as I explained beforehand, mostly through social interaction, social networking, with the slight changes. Social networking is a form of communication that allowed us to communicate with a number of different people, with a number of individual thoughts and ideas. This was one of the most fastest ways of connection with people, and gave everyone the chance to comment and put forward an opinion or change. This was just one of the forms of communication through the use of technology, but this is a specific way gave continuous audience feedback was also immediate, which was brilliant for the quick changes and adaptations. Quick forms of continuous feedback helped us change our work quickly and fully. It gave us the opportunity to spend more time on the audience's thoughts and to improve them for the better quality production of the cover. The better cover production, I felt, greatly improved significantly through each contribution of comments from the audience. Our magazine front cover wouldn't have definitely been developed without the constant reference back to the audience. They played a huge role in establishing the magazine. I feel we made the most of achieving continuous feedback and couldn't have received more than we did. We made the most of technology, communication through web-based and social network online facilities. We made the most out of every aspect the audience had to offer and could appreciate their influence. They were all very impressed by the end outcome that we finally created and had nothing to improve on, which was a successful feeling for the whole group. The audience feedback helped us in many ways to challenge and reach the audience's expectations. We found a number of different ways of influencing, developing their ideas, and running new ideas by them. We began by using extreme ideas and making them slightly complex. We wanted to make our magazine an individual, similar to existing magazines, score zone. We felt the more we could get the audience involved, the more we could challenge and meet their expectations halfway. This would then gradually to create the full expectations they had in mind. We first began with the main image, as I mentioned previously. The main image we wanted to be extra gory and not your classic model portrait pose. We wanted something that looked like a shot from a film, something that jumped from the page as something different and striking. The audience liked and related to this idea, and we showed and discussed them a number of photos. But we felt that we also had to meet their expectations a little more. We felt the image really did have to be a mid-shot. They felt the picture of the face made the most of the impact that we needed. We took this information on board and continued discussing and establishing to meet a halfway between the conventional and the unconventional. But challenging conventions with audiences' expectations is difficult, as although we as a group wanted to offer them something new, we felt it was important to keep within the conventions and not push them too far. We wanted to meet the halfway point between unique and conventional, which would equal a new and fresh idea. Similarly, we could only change certain aspects, as pushing a certain expectation could go past challenging. We discussed the image and wanted to challenge compared to the conventional magazines, as this would create an upbeat look that audiences had been looking for. According to our feedback, we also wanted to create a masthead that would challenge conventions, as most modern mastheads are very plain. The audiences discussed that they felt nothing really was unique anymore. We took this on board and discussed to come up with new and exciting mastheads to impress the audience. We wanted something that was different, and we decided to put towards two different words in one text. Press play. We thought this was a clever idea and included to look into fonts that flattered the masthead in the best possible way. Through challenging the audience's expectations, we did stay within some limits. Setting limitations we felt were good things, as going into something too extravagant can repel the audiences rather than attract them. Keeping within some of the conventions keep existing audiences that may be out of their comfort zones. We kept conventional aspects of the magazine such as puffs, colours and fonts. We felt changing this would have may have ruined the magazine's persona. We kept the colours and puffs and fonts within the same psychological horror convention, with symbolic colours such as black and white and red. Similarly, the fonts being conventionally bold and clear. All these were expectations of the audience. Overall, we challenged the right aspects of the film's magazine. The main image being the over-exaggerated and the use of colour and editing worked really well to draw in the audiences, challenging traditional conventions of film magazines. As the audiences is aimed at the younger generation, the image really worked with the challenging audiences' expectations of the younger generation. Constantly are looking for something new and exciting, so changing just one of the main things on the magazine really created an impression on the existing audiences, and maybe even attracting new ones. The audience feedback is the best way to find out what people are looking for from new media productions, and without their feedback we wouldn't know where to challenge or where our boundaries lie. Doing this has helped our group see a new light into challenging conventions and mixing with a variety of different audiences.